Good morning everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Prabhathalovesmovies. Today I'll be talking about the Student of the Year trio. As the film will be completing 10 years on October 19th of this month. The three of them have come a long way since their debut and have done some good work. This video will look at their evolution with both the highs and also the lows. I will first talk about the two boys, Varun Dhawan and Siddarth Malhotra. Varun has done a variety of films that have covered both the spectrums. On one hand, there is the Dulhania franchise, Judwa 2 and Main Tera Hero. On the other hand, there is also Badlapur, October and Sui Dhaga. In Badlapur, Varun's character starts off as this loving husband and father, but soon he becomes a man consumed with revenge. The Varun Dhawan that we saw in Badlapur is very different from what we had seen earlier. Varun surprised everyone with a performance that showed a lot of range. The best part of Varun's performance was though how he stood opposite the powerhouse Nawazuddin Siddiqui. October is another film that showed a different facet to Varun as an actor. Varun's Dan is a restrained character, and for the most part of the film, the actor conveyed emotions just through his body language. Varun is also someone who has made a place for himself in the romantic drama slash comedy. The Dulhania franchise is the best example of this. There is an obvious comfort that Varun shares with Alia, and that is very visible in both the Dulhania films. In the last 3 years, Varun has done films which have been more commercial. ABCD 3 and the remake of Coolie Number 1 are perfect examples of this. In Coolie Number 1, Varun imitated a number of actors instead of interpreting the character in his own way. Not surprisingly, even the fans didn't like the film. However, Varun has made a good comeback with Jeeyo this year. Sure, Jeeyo isn't exactly a solo Varun Dhawan vehicle as Anil Kapoor has equal presence. However, Varun as Cuckoo was a delight to watch. It was refreshing to see a flawed and vulnerable leading protagonist, particularly given the ultra-masculine men that we have mostly seen this year. Jeeyo wasn't a massive success, but still it made enough money to be considered successful. Going forward, it is necessary for Varun Dhawan to not act in films that require him to do the Salman Khan and Govinda. In fact, the actor should stay away from the over-the-top comedies and do a proper mix of commercial and not so commercial films. Varun Dhawan will be seen as a werewolf in his next film Bhediya. The film looks interesting as Amir Kaushik's first two films, Stree and Bala, were out of the box. Now let's move to the second student, the handsome hunk Siddarth Malhotra. Siddarth Malhotra's persona is something that goes more with internalized performances rather than the rugged ones. A good example of this is Hasi To Fasi. In the film Ek Villain, you can quite clearly see the effort of Siddarth to be massy. However, to the credit of the actor, he did come up with a convincing performance. One of my favorite Siddarth Malhotra's performances include Kapoor and Sons. In this film, Siddarth Malhotra was seen as a young writer and also the less loved son. Throughout this film, we see him battling with insecurities both as a budding novelist and also as the second best son to his parents. Siddarth Malhotra delivered a nuanced performance and stood his own in the galaxy of talented actors, which included the late Rishi Kapoor as well. Siddarth has also tried his hand at playing the 80s kind of masala hero with Marjava, but the attempt backfired miserably. After some time, Siddarth Malhotra is back to reckoning with the Vikram Batra biopic Shershah. Shershah is one of those rare patriotic films where the dialogues don't reek of hyper-nationalism. Director Vishnuvardhan did a good job in not just bringing alive the real-life story, but also making a nuanced film. Siddarth Malhotra was successful in capturing the spirit of the Kargil warrior. It is necessary that Siddarth builds on this and shows that Shershah was not a flash in the pan. Now let's move to the heartthrob of the nation as described by Vijay Verma. Not many would have foreseen what Alia has achieved in this 10 years, given that Student of the Year was more about the boys. But the actress has easily proved to be the number one in this trio. Alia has chosen some spectacular roles along with some embarrassing ones too, like her last release Brahmastra, where she is mostly required to shout Shiva. However, there is no denying that Alia has played characters that have appealed to all age groups. Some of her splendid performances include Veera from Highway, Bhauriya from Udta Punjab, Kaira from Dear Zindagi, and Sehmat from Raazi. Alia is one of those rare actresses who can shine even when the spotlight isn't necessarily on her. The best example of this is the 2016 film Kapoor and Sons. In the later half of Kapoor and Sons, there is an important scene where Alia's Tia talks about her parents' death to Siddarth. It is the only performance-oriented scene that the actress has, and Alia knocked it out of the park. Even in Gully Boy, Alia dominates all the scenes that she is in. The year 2022 has mostly been a successful year, both theatres and also OTT. Gangubai released at a very critical juncture for both the industry and also the actress. There were people who had doubts about whether Alia would able to pull off a sex worker who later becomes a messiah. But Alia proved her skeptics wrong with a thundering performance. The film was a massive commercial and critical success both in India and also worldwide. This year has also seen Alia taste success as a producer with her latest venture, Darling. Darlings talks about an important social topic of domestic abuse by mixing it with different genres. The tonal shift in the second half would have been better, but there is no denying that debut director Jasmeet K. Reen delivers a compelling domestic noir. Alia's Badru is someone who comes with her own set of contradictions and also indecisiveness. However, it is to Alia's credit that you still empathize with the plight of Badru. The daughter and mother scenes between Alia and Shefali Shah were the best part of the film. If we talk about the lows in Alia's career, Sadak 2 would easily be the biggest embarrassment. Even with all its flaws, Kalank was a far better film than Sadak 2. There was no structure of any sorts in Sadak 2, which is surprising given that acclaimed director Mahesh Bhatt was making his directorial comeback and also a film starring his own daughter. Going forward, it is necessary that Alia is more careful with her film choice as she has a huge reputation to live up. Here is hoping that the Hollywood debut Heart of Stone also goes well. This is all about the Student of the Year trio. Looking forward to many more years of this trio.